Now on CoastTV News.
Wallop's bridge boost.
It's actually a pathway to space for future launches.
Space for future launches, a new bridge helping NASA here on Delmarva.
Pet Food Lifeline.
I am very appreciative of it.
How one organization is helping seniors and their pets, and you can too.
Seal on the move.
We probably look twice and wonder, what is that?
One seal dodges traffic and a major highway.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
An almost unbelievable journey for this baby seal. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with MER's recent seal rescues and one that really does jump out.
You're going to want to follow me on this one. There have been multiple seal rescues here on the coast recently, but this is crazy. The seal you see here, Andromeda, crossed 4 lanes of traffic near the Indian River Inlet Bridge before she was being rescued. She was actually in that vegetation you see on the side of the highway there. Now, she came from the beach. She did have some bite wounds. Mayor says she is recovering, but beachgoers tell us they've never heard or seen anything like this.
Well, hopefully no more come across the road or get squashed.
Right.
That would be a tragedy.
That would.
I just still can't believe that that seal made it all the way there. They also rescued a gray seal named Scudum from Gordon's Pond you see here in the North Shores neighborhood just last week.
And new today, according to MER, they have been monitoring an adult gray seal in Dewey Beach. On your screen now, they say this older male seal has been in and out of the water swimming. They named him Leo. If you feel like you're seeing more seal rescues this year, it's because you are. The National Aquarium Stranding Response Team says this is one of the busiest years on record. And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, have you ever seen a seal in person on the coast?
Let's take a look at our updated results from last news hour. Take a look at your screen. 62% say no. 17% say yes on the beach, like we just saw Leo there. 14% say yes, but in the water. And 7% have seen them, like Andromeda, who made it all the way inland.
All the way inland, over the road. We will show you updated results on this poll later this evening. You can go to coasttv.com or you can use your Coast TV mobile app. And don't forget, you can write us in as well.
A protest against the Milford Slaughter Beach bike path project. That is what, according to One Post and Next Door, was supposed to happen right now. And according to Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy, who's there in Milford, the survey on that path that was conducted through DelDOT's site had a lot of mixed reactions, Brendan.
Maddie, I'm here at City Hall, like you said, where the protest is or was supposed to happen, because if you take a look around me, there are not many people here with any signs, or anybody at all for that matter, standing outside of City Hall. Now, there are some people inside, but they're just there for the City Council meeting. According to that Next Door post, the protest was supposed to be about the Milford Slaughter Beach bike path. But then I spoke with Milford's mayor, and he says he thought it was about a new park that was being talked about that people were unhappy about. Either way, when it comes to that bike path, some people don't want their property taken, while others think that it could be a good idea to connect two communities together. Now, a feasibility study was done for this project, but received very mixed responses on that survey. And we were expecting to see a handful of people here against it. But fortunately, we did get to speak with somebody downtown in Milford who has opinions on why it would be a good thing.
I do a lot of walking. I love outdoors. This is what living in Delaware is all about to me. If you weren't here for the adventure, then why did you come in to start with? You know what I mean? Because this is what Delaware is all about, at least from what I've seen.
When we spoke with Milford's mayor, he also told us that he understands why people would be upset about part of their property being taken as a part of this bike path project. We will find much more out and be live again at 11. Reporting live in Milford, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Out with the old, in with the new. On Monday, NASA's Wallops Flight Facility held a groundbreaking ceremony to celebrate the construction of a new bridge. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us how this new bridge can impact the future.
A countdown even for breaking ground. On Monday, NASA's Wallops Flight Facility held a ceremony to celebrate the start of construction for a new bridge. David Pierce, the NASA Wallops Flight Facility Director, says they need it.
The existing bridge that you see over my shoulder was built in 1959, and it's at the end of life. So it has been derated, so we can't go across it very quickly.
Unlike the current bridge, the new one will be entirely flat with no curve, which will speed up the time it takes to cross the 1,600-foot bridge from 12 seconds to just 8. In addition, this new bridge will also be able to transport more weight to Wallops Island. All things that will help send even more rockets into space.
Where we're going from launching a few rockets a year orbitally into space to launching 25 to 27 rockets over the next couple years. We need a new bridge to help enable that.
But everything comes at a cost. This new project has a $103 million price tag. All that money will come from federal funds that were awarded to NASA Wallops in 2023. Bill DeSteff, Senator of Virginia, says this bridge is only the beginning and claims that the site is set to add more jobs along the coast.
We have a lot of people who live in Maryland that work over at Wallops Island. You have a lot of people in Virginia that live in Virginia and work on Wallops Island. So there's the benefit there. And we have folks who live in Delaware who work down here as well.
Construction for this new bridge is starting today, and it's expected to finish February 2028. I'm Kevin Zappé, Wallops Island, Coast TV News.
Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Ocean City, not too far from Wallops there, as our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams has a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, and we are expecting for it to stay clear this evening till we get to about, let's say, 8 o'clock, and then we'll see a few scattered clouds begin to push through. To be quite honest, I am expecting a chance of some thunderstorms to come rumbling our way after about 10, 11 o'clock for late tonight, going into the early morning hours. Aside from that, it's looking pretty pedestrian for the most part. 59 for the high in Ocean City, 73 for the high in Georgetown. We are going to be concerned and cognizant of winds for the next couple of days. Starting tonight with small craft advisories, watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds here. And then we're looking at a gale wind warning actually towards Sigmund, as well as Castlehaven, Oxford, and over towards the eastern and the Cambridge area. Warm front's going to push in from the southwest and begin to keep us up close to the norm for this time of the year or just slightly above it. Now, Charlie, coming up, I've got to talk about that wind, and we'll also pinpoint the timing of that storm for late tonight.
Thank you, Paul. Food trucks are looking to pull back into Georgetown. At tonight's town council meeting, council will look to give the green light on the return of Food Truck Tuesday. It hasn't been held since 2019 and was put on pause after the pandemic. 4 trucks would come to East Market Street on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. between May and August.
You know, when COVID hit, of course, a lot of the offices went to remote, and so now they're starting to come back to their offices, and we're trying to, you know, get people to come back and enjoy downtown.
Price says that they already have some trucks locked in, and the options will vary, but intentionally won't compete against restaurants.
New at 6, Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings under fire for luxury trips. All of this related to a group called Attorney General Alliance. That's a nonprofit that, according to critics, is funded by major corporations. The group hosts conferences, and this is where it gets a little sticky, including a safari in South Africa and a 5-star resort in Colorado. Documents obtained by a government watchdog group show Jennings attended many of those events and even flew first class to Africa. Jennings' team emphasizes that no taxpayer money was used for this. They say she actually turns down a lot of invitations for trips. And a statement from the DOJ referred to all of this as legitimate business travel that's important for networking, saying, quote, "It would be a mistake not to be in the same place as her colleagues when so much of her job requires us to play an outsized role as a small state," end quote. New tonight, Delaware State University hosted its inaugural agricultural student pitch competition today. 11 teams from across the country presented creative solutions to address challenges in the agriculture industry.
It was very important from the beginning that we expose our middle school and high schoolers just to what this actually looks like. So by the time that they get to Delaware State University or any university, they've already been prepped and ready.
The winning teams will have the opportunity to continue developing their inventions with the goal of turning their ideas into market-ready products. We're just getting started this evening.
A new superintendent at Cape Henlopen when Jenny Newman will take the reins.
And I'm pinpointing the latest movement of a storm system that'll show up late tonight. More on that after 10 thunderstorm or T-storm coming up.
Pet food donations needed at Georgetown's Cheer Center. We have that story when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Shelves with pet food and cat litter. Cheer says the stock of that is quickly running dry.
There are 9 Cheer centers in Sussex County. They all serve seniors primarily with their Meals on Wheels service, but they also help them with their pets. Coast TV News reporter Zakiya Jennings is live in Georgetown. Zakiya, Cheer says it's a growing issue.
Charlie, I was invited into the home of one man who says he takes care of his pets before he ever thinks about taking care of himself. He says these donations make it so that he doesn't have to make that choice. Dog and cat food flying off the shelves at Georgetown's Cheer Center. People running the center say this happens a lot and they need more pet food and cat litter donations. Lead outreach worker Michelle Gibbs says one of the many ways they serve seniors is by taking care of their pets, too. Gibbs says a lot of seniors share their food with their pets so they don't go hungry.
He's getting the donations from us for his pets, for his dogs, so they'll be able to be fed, and then that takes a worry off of him from have to wonder where he's going to get pet food from.
You showing off, huh?
Samuel Oakley is hooked up to an oxygen machine and is unable to walk. He gets dog food from Cheer. He works with his brother to get dog food on his own for his 4 dogs, but when he can't, he knows he can rely on Cheer's Meals on Wheels program.
I am very appreciative of it. I wish I could do the return. I do.
Samuel says he doesn't want anyone feeling like he's less fortunate because he's not.
I still got my wife and kids. I mean, I got grandchildren, got it all.
He also has his special girl, Luna, who thanks to this program, won't go hungry anytime soon. Luna fit perfectly right next to Samuel as if she were meant for him in that exact spot. Samuel and Cheer have one request for those of you watching at home, and that is to donate what you can. Back to you.
Thank you, Zakiya. And if you're looking to donate, you can visit the Georgetown Cheer Center and drop off goods in person. We actually have full descriptions on how you can do that, even hosting your own pet food drive right now on CoastTV.com.
Here's a look at your Gulf forecast. Listen, we're expecting for the winds to really begin to pick up for us. We'll have some early morning sprinkles and stuff like that, and 60s, but it's going to feel more like, quite frankly, the 40s. Prepare yourself for a rumble of thunder late tonight, right around the midnight hour. A system that I'm tracking should be on top of us by then. Our Hershey's exterior camera, Ocean City, 54 degrees. Calm conditions for right now, and we'll stay clear till about 9 o'clock. That's when the cloud cover will begin to kind of roll into the area and set the stage for the possibility of scattered showers. Winds will be our primary concern, really, for the next 2 to 3 days in a row. Right now, minimal concern, but that's going to go up. 16-mile-per-hour wind gusts recorded today in Ocean City as well as Georgetown, but the wind thing is just getting started. So we're watching out for wind advisories along the beach area, Slaughter Beach, Broadkill Beach, really along from Ocean City, West Ocean City, all the way down towards Chincoteague. And we're watching out for the possibility of very blustery conditions throughout the Chesapeake Bay area as well. Watching out for, at the very least, 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts associated with the warm front that's going to push through here and a system that's going to slide through. Couple of things to keep in mind. We have our beach cities in the 50s, 55 Indian River Inlet, 55 for Rehoboth Beach. But as you go farther inland, you can see we're at 70 degrees right now, Georgetown, Del Mar, as well as Seaford. Now, about 66 is where we're supposed to be. So we're supposed to be in the 60s, so it's not a problem necessarily. But the winds are pushing out of the 62, rather, excuse me. The winds are pushing out of the south. So with those winds, we're looking for Dewey Beach, Bottom Hills, as well as Ocean View being a bit blustery, all the way down towards Fenwick Island, and then over towards Chincoteague and Ocean City, and then also for Cambridge area, we're watching out for very blustery conditions as well. Here's my concern. By 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm looking at a real nasty storm to move right along Highway 9 and Highway 13, and where the two intersect is going to be a place of concern. Now, not everybody's going to get this pocket of thunderstorms, but I do feel like it's a pretty sure bet for us. 1:30 in the morning. It's going to pull through very quickly, become intense as it goes down towards Ocean City. You guys got to brace for that. Now, as I take a look at this in a little more detail, you'll see this is that line that's going to push through rather rapidly. And then after that, the winds will be pushing out of the west pretty steadily for our immediate area. Fast-moving storm once again for us in Bethany Beach as well as Fenwick Island, and then the winds will change direction out of the west, and then they'll become very active. So for Tuesday, we're looking for spotty showers to continue till about mid-morning, and then we'll see it begin to clear up for us. Now the winds, the other concern, look at these winds coming out of the west up to 30s to near 40 miles per hour by Wednesday. So we're looking at 3 days in a row of that. So we look for rainy conditions for us on Tuesday, windy conditions on Wednesday, very windy in Ocean City in 57 degrees, for example, and we're looking for blustery conditions in Rehoboth Beach in 54. So in summarizing, late night storms just pop up, okay? 65 for tomorrow. We'll have some early morning showers. That'll dissipate quickly. Then on Wednesday, more sunshine, but more wind too. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. Will eventually warm to near 80 by Saturday.
Paul. New tonight, Dr. Jenny Nauman has been appointed the new superintendent of the Cape Henlopen School District. Dr. Nauman is currently the assistant superintendent of the district. She'll take over after Dr. Bob Fulton retires July 1st.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, everybody? We've got boys lacrosse action on the Delmarva Sports Network. Right now, you can catch a Bayside North and South clash between the Eastern Warriors and the Stephen Decatur Seahawks. Last year, it was the Warriors coming out on top 9-8, but the Seahawks have been the top team in the South. Stephen Decatur looks to come out of the win column in 2025 in Easton. Highlights of this matchup tonight on the Final Score at 10:30 p.m. To the courts we go. The WNBA draft kicks off tonight at 7:30 p.m. Last year, it was the noise of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese going into this night. This year, it is headlined by UConn national champion Paige Beckers. She is projected to go first overall to the Dallas Wings. Last year, the Wings picked 5th overall, selecting J.C. Sheldon from Ohio State. This year, they get an opportunity to select one of the most decorated players in college basketball. Switching over to the lacrosse pitch, we've got college men's lax tomorrow night on DSN. The undefeated Salisbury University Seagulls taking on St. Mary's at 7 p.m. We will have all the action live only on the Delmarva Sports Network tomorrow night. That'll for us. Have a great night, everybody.
Soaring Over the Shore is brought to you by Morse Roofing and Siding.
A tributary of the Chesapeake Bay, the Nanticoke's importance sprawls and ranges from economic to environmental.
According to DelawareWatersheds.org, the Nanticoke is one of the Chesapeake's healthiest rivers. 725,000 acres of the watershed helps plants and animals. Lots of properties on the National Register of Historic Places line the Nanticoke's banks. And according to the Nanticoke Watershed Alliance, the river has the highest concentration of bald eagles in the northeastern U.S. So whether you boat, float, or simply walk by, the Nanticoke's significance continues.
Easter is right around the corner, and you can start it with music and meaningful conversation if you celebrate with Sunrise Sermons 2025, the final sacrifice. Services begin at 7 a.m. on Coast Country, 9:30 on the Delmarva Sports Network, and 10:30 a.m. here on Coast TV.
Well, we have a small craft advisory that's staying active along the Delmarva Peninsula for tonight and going into tomorrow, and staying very breezy really to Wednesday. Robin Corbin of Salisbury, congratulations, you're our winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Chance of rain in the morning time on tax day, then it'll clear off for us in the afternoon, but stay real breezy and then big time windy on Wednesday.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.